Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Good, are you?
Good. Just real quick. So how confident are you in Smart Queue with us trying to use that for our club matches?
Depends on what your current processes are.
So currently, I'm having to do random draw because the first window isn't closed by the time the second window opens, so I can't do Swiss. And I would love to have it have memory like Swiss, as opposed to just doing random every time.
Yeah. I mean, that would be good, but how are the teams activating? Like, what's their
Themselves, they're activating themselves.
and are they're using the current league sites, or have they
Yeah.
slowly been wandering
Nope,
over into dashboard?
nope. We haven't done dashboard yet.
Okay, so they're all on the current sites. Okay.
Yep.
It still works, but the dashboard is the obvious, like, main improvement, so it's kind of maybe a
Right.
good step opportunity to, like, expose them to it and see.
Okay.
But I can take a look here.
Yeah, I mean, everything is working. Well, minus that one Smash Brothers day, you had to do whatever you had to do because the database was weird, where teams were activating, but they weren't getting brought over into the stage. Other than that, everything's working fine.
Okay.
But I mean, if Smart Queue you think is ready, then I can just set that up. I mean, I'm pretty confident I can figure out how to do it. Just making multiple queue windows, and I saw you with Michigan the other day. The team was
Yeah.
just using a drop down and then activating for a specific window. So
Yeah, there's definitely a couple lingering kind of bugs that I need to work out. I haven't had time to like really clean it up. Um I if you want, I would suggest starting with the smallest one you have.
okay.
Um that would be my you definitely like get exposed to it and see what you can do, but whatever the smallest stage you have is, right?
Okay.
If you have like 20 teams, great. If you have I don't know what your smallest one is.
Yeah, we've got some small ones. I
And
mean, the
then I
biggest
would
one is Smash Brothers, and that's 100-ish.
now are the one thing is I haven't there is a nuance here. If they are coming in as a team and then they're being split out to play as individuals,
Okay.
um, the Smart Queue, I haven't tested that a ton. I'm really hesitant to like get into there until everything else is buttoned up. But the premise here is that the team is activating for a slot, not the individuals.
Yeah, that makes sense. We wouldn't use it for individual games because those don't. I don't have the problem for. I can run Swiss with individual games.
Okay.
I'm not doing multiple queue windows for individual games.
Okay. Yeah.
So this would
So
only be teams and then teams.
yeah, if it's a team to team, then that's ideal. But that's the only one I would say going for it right now. But yeah, then you can have the ranked methodology for generating the matches, and um, yeah, you just want to be careful. You know, the first couple times through, well, just like with every TO type position, right? You like
Every time I always check. That's how
you
I know whether
always
it
check.
works or not. Like that's
That's
why I
right.
message you. Like, hey, I don't have all the teams I need here. What's going on? Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, good TO will keep their eyes on it, even if it's automated. They'll still
No,
check the work, right?
I'm counting teams every single time.
Yeah. So in that situation, it should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, do you want me to which one would you start it on, do you think?
Our smallest club for honestly, you know what I would probably do? I would probably start it with Mario Kart Middle School
Is
because
that
that's the
Jameson
only. Yep, yeah, Imson Club Mario Kart. I would probably start it there.
in the regular season?
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, so Smart Q, um, you want ranked for that one, right?
What's the other option?
Random.
Oh, okay. Um, so the problem is we're not bringing in. So does ranked mean player data or does that mean team record? What does that
Team,
mean?
team record in the
Okay.
season.
Okay. Yes, that's what we want.
Yep. And so then the nuance here, if there's an odd number of rosters, the lowest ranked slash last activated roster will not be paired. Um,
Yeah, sure.
Again, unless they have unless there's buys. The buy you can't get multiple buys in a week, so you would get it's kind of the same Swiss logic, right? If you have if an odd number
Yeah.
of
Swiss is
teams in
doing highest
Swiss,
seed though, isn't it?
the buy goes to the lowest ranked seed in Swiss.
Oh, okay.
That gives them a chance to get a win and hopefully jump back up into the mix. Um,
Gotcha.
Otherwise, and then so if you have someone at the buy and they're still ranked last, they will still get bumped up. Um, are you guys Chicago, Eastern Central?
No, we're Eastern, which is New York.
You are New York, okay.
Yeah.
So you make a round. What time? When do they play?
4:30
On what days?
Tuesday, whatever it's set for. Uh, no, Mario Kart is Thursdays. Yeah, Thursdays.
Okay, so 4:30, and then you have two slots.
Well, this one we only have one,
Okay.
so I mean, we would just try this and make sure coaches can figure it
Yeah.
out. All the high school ones have two.
Yeah. Today's Thursday. Are you starting it in 30 minutes
No, nope, next week.
next week?
Yeah,
So don't
we've got
don't save this yet.
right because then it would do it for this
Yeah.
week. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what we can do is I can see
That's
if
fine.
I can.
I can rechange these. We can roll it back and do whatever. I'm good
Yeah.
with the settings. So
Yeah.
Trial
It's
by
not going to
fire.
work. We'll save it. We can roll it out, and then you can just turn it back on. So that's really what your setup is right there. Everything
and
else
then we
should
can
be.
just have as many round slots as we want, and it just works.
Yeah. So if you want to play, if you want to have multiple slots, again, the premise is you can only play in one of these slots per round.
Yep,
If you
this
want
is
to
what
play,
we
if you
want.
want to
That's
have
exactly what we
multiple,
want.
yeah, if you have multiple queues, you can make more rounds and go from there. That kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
And we'll save that, and those will wipe
So
those out. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's exactly what we're doing anyway. We're just doing it with random since we can't be using Swiss anymore. So
Yeah. So then when you look at like the matches here, you can see the match scheduler gets looked like this. This is your main queue. Uh, Now, because of our window check-in, the other thing would be sequencing your smart queue activate window. So this is how much time
I get one at a
before,
time. Yep,
yeah,
perfect.
they want it. Yep. So and then they have that much time, and then the check-in is added on top. So if you set it for 4:30, I'm not sure what did I set it at 4. That should be 4 o'clock.
It's probably showing 3:30 your time.
Yeah, I think it shows local, right?
Oh, right. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah. Okay, so it would open
Fun
up at
because we're in both. We have Eastern
yeah.
and Central schools both in our time zone, so it's great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so 4:30. So mine says 3:30, but 3:30 at 3 o'clock it would open up. They'd be able to activate themselves into the main queue. And
Gotcha.
then if they're still active at exactly 4:30, whatever. Yeah. Time zones. Then it takes about a minute. I give it just a few seconds just because there's as this grows, basically there's a batch job that goes off at like 4:01 basically,
Yep.
or 4:31, or every 5 minutes offset by like 30 seconds. So make sure everyone's locked in, and then it can take up to a couple minutes to run everything if we have a whole bunch of queues kicking off at the same time. So but the interface on dashboard will kind of like indicate that. It has a little countdown saying like, or a count up, like, finding your opponent, and then the
Gotcha.
match just appears, and then they're off to the races. So
Yeah, it'll be nice to not have to manually do it every time. So
yeah, yep. So that's set up. So we'll set it back to Swiss for you, but you can just come
yeah,
back and
yep,
yep,
and
it'll
I'll
be
poke
right there
around
for
and
you.
see. Is this only for 2 lanes that it's functioning for currently?
It will work with with more than lanes if you're doing random. Ranked will only work
Right. Yep.
with 2 lanes, right?
That's fine. Yep, yep, yep.
There's no good Swiss method for multi-lane.
No,
But yeah,
we've been doing that. Trust me, it's a lot of fun.
yeah.
You want a side
So
project sometime, we can figure it out and win a Fields medal. It's an
yeah.
unsolved field medal problem.
Is it?
It really is, yeah. It's called the
For
social golfer dilemma.
the social golfer dilemma. There you go.
Yeah.
Is there any partial solutions to it out there?
There are tons of partial solutions. So here, I'm going to link you a website. This is what we've been using, goodenoughgolfers.com. It'll generate solutions and it'll give you the conflict score for each number. So some of them have perfect solutions, some of them do not. But yeah. So this is what I use to generate all of our 4-lane schedules.
Number of groups, people per group. Oh
And the
my
number of
gosh.
rounds you want to play. So yeah, there's no general solution to this problem. There are only specific solutions.
Yeah,
great.
scheduling problems, man. That's fun. And again,
For,
Hold on a second.
One last thing. What was I going to say? Oh, time zones. When that made me realize that I think there's still the bug for daylight savings time when schedules are generated, because all of my schedules after daylight savings time ends are off still. And I see he left, so I'll repeat that when he gets back.
This happened last year.
Yeah, it happens every year.
I think he left on purpose.
He did leave on purpose because he knows what I'm going to say as soon as I mention time, because he hates it, because all developers hate it.
What, time zones?
No, specifically daylight savings time. I think there's still that
yeah.
bug.
So Smart Queue will be impervious to that.
But like pre-scheduled matches, like all of our scheduled matches are still off too.
Yeah, the DSC stuff is just brutal.
It's
So
What if
online.
you schedule a smart queue slot when the time rolls back?
Then you can go after yourself. Because if you're scheduling a match on
Appropriate
a
answer.
Sunday night, no.
At 2 a.m. or whatever it is.
2 a.m. Yeah. And I have no pity for them.
All right. I mean, it's not that big a deal. We just go in and batch move the matches. It's whatever. But yeah, it is still there for generated schedules. All right. I'll try the smart queue thing and let you know how it goes and if we have issues. But I'll probably start rolling it out here so that we
Yeah.
can test it.
Yep. So I mean, NJ's been using it for a couple weeks now, and I think they've converted all of their seasons now to it. So
Okay.
they've had only a couple bug reports, but most of those have turned out to be they forgot to toggle on a setting. So
Most
yeah, make
things
sure
are
that you
user
have
error.
make sure you have like the sync seasons rosters
Mhm.
to stage, right? That should be on, and then make sure that the I like to have the deactivate after match option flipped on as
Yep.
well.
Yeah,
So,
that's
and
already
then-
how we have them configured because that's what we're doing anyway. So
Yep.
it should be
So
pretty
I'll-
seamless.
Yeah, that's the goal. So, and then once everything is perfect, then you don't have to do anything. We've been doing a lot of on our own server. We've been doing a lot of Discord activity messaging. So, like, every time something happens on the server, like we're about to send out a bunch of emails, or we've deployed something, or different things, we have notifications now letting us know what's happening. We will have stuff for all the smart queues, and I've thought about putting webhooks in so you can actually get those notifications into your own servers saying, hey, we smart queue just ran, we generated these 5 matches,
They are. Yeah.
right? And or there was a problem that one team didn't get matched, so whatever. And then if you want to make that public to your Discord server, people would be like, it ran, I didn't get matched, and they would know they need to reach out to you or whatever. So then you could just sit back and do nothing, right? So
I mean, that's not true, but sure.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Someday.
I appreciate it. I'll
Yeah.
like I said, I'll let you know. So
Okay.
All right. Have a good one.
And you too. And we're done with that.
You guys see what Alex was writing?
Yeah, we're in agreement there. Cookies.
Yeah, if you're queued up for one slot, you cannot queue up for another until you're finished with it. That's by design. Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's up, Matt?
Hate coming in with potential issues, but I don't know what's going on. I just looked on the back end and I can't see anything messed up with the queues. For some reason, our OS Valorant, there's teams that are unable to select a round. I'll show you a picture of. I'll just post it in our little area so you can see what they're apparently seeing whenever they go. I've told them to go to the back end. I have not gotten a response yet, but this is what they're seeing on the dashboard apparently. Now, to note, we definitely have teams registered. Because I went through and checked, and there's a lot of teams that are registered, but apparently there's 4 or 5 that have said that they don't see the ability to activate. And it shows that it's supposed to run today correctly. I didn't see anything wrong there.
What time is it supposed to run at?
The first one starts at 6:15 Eastern, so 5:15 y'all's time.
Who is this right here? Because we're
Let me see.
okay.
Penn Highlands.
Yeah, there's a bug right now. Just give it a second. I'm actually fixing something. I think I see what's going on here.
Okay.
This is the bug I was just about to solve right here. Where is this thing at? I will fix that. I think I got another problem I just effed up. So
It's okay. I'm trying to see if I can get them to check the the original website and the original way of activating and deactivating, but they apparently seem confused by what that means, which is surprising to me. Because some of them have done this for a long time. So, and we also have it listed on the guide as well. It's like you can do this method or this method. So kind of,
Yeah.
Okay, the ones that are in might have done it much earlier in the day from what I'm gathering.
yeah, this would have been probably something that I introduced on accident here. Not on accident. It's part of what I'm working on, but
Gotcha.
something is sneaking through the system here, and I'm not sure where it's at. Let's see.
It looks like the old way is working.
Okay.
Let me double check to make sure, because sometimes they'll say it's working and then it didn't. So let me see if they actually got queued up here.
Sure.
SUNY Jefferson. Okay, so he still needs to select the slot. Oh, he just did it. Okay, so the old way is working. Yeah, so at least that way is working. So, there might be a team or two that get left out because they're not looking at any announcements, but that's at that point, we can't really do anything for them. So,
Yeah. I'll get this fixed. It'll be fixed in a little bit here.
that's okay. I mean, as long as they can get it done, which it looks like they are able to through the old one, then it's
Okay.
it's good. I mean, yeah, keep working away, keep doing what you're doing. I love it, but you don't have to speed run it, at least for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. I think I know
So,
that here. Team roster.
Thanks for letting us know about it.
no problem. Happy to be of assistance when I can.
I did see your flow editing issues. I didn't touch that this last week with the portal updates. I will see if I can't get it to that soon. I would definitely recommend though to write it in a separate document and then we'll paste it in. Nope, nothing interesting. Datrix just watch me code. Watch me. Fix the bugs that I make. Anyway. Did Levi give me an update on that? No, he hasn't boxed it in yet.
Do you need an update on?
Seeing if you were gonna box in the headshot stuff or not.
Oh, done that yet? My concern, if we can get access to the headshots early, I would be more willing to do that to see what their backgrounds look like.
Mm-hmm.
If we have to cut backgrounds out, I'm a little hesitant on putting a background behind it because of any sort of halo or anything that would be created cutting it out.
Yeah.
Because like using the ones that are in there right now, it has a halo around it, which on a moving background doesn't show up as much. But if we put like a static color or something behind there, it'll look worse.
I don't know if they're gonna have like a step and repeat background or if it'll just be a blank wall.
There we go. Anything special that we need to do if we want to try using Smart Queue? We were kind of gonna want to take a few teams through it just to give it a shot and see what it's like.
Shouldn't be anything too fancy. Have you
Okay.
seen enough of what we've been kind of walking through the last couple weeks on it?
I've seen some, and I think I've kind of followed along, but I just want to make sure there wasn't something like you're testing it with only certain people, so that it was active for or anything like that. So just wanted to check on that possibility.
Yeah. Strings.
Cool.
First name.
We haven't set anything up for it yet, but it was just
Okay.
something that we were like, hey, if they're getting this rolling and getting this going, maybe it's a opportunity that we offer some of our schools that maybe aren't ready to be fighting with the big dogs yet.
I forget what's your
Idaho East
Idaho.
West.
So many. I'm like, which domain? I need to make all of like the short codes redirect to your actual names. Give you a bunch of redirects. Let's see. What
Like-
season are you
like I
currently
said,
doing it?
right now we're not in any of them. Like we were gonna try it out, and so I was just making sure that everything was copacetic to be trying it out and make it
Yeah.
happen.
Yep.
Okay.
Start small, test it out, feel out the edges, and then report bugs. I'm pretty sure there's still a few lingering bugs, just because the math is a little complicated in a couple places. But yeah, start with a dozen teams or whatever, and see how it works,
Okay.
and then grow from there. So, and as you run into a bug, let us know, and we're squashing them when we can. So the goal for us with SmartQ, obviously we're rolling it out mid-season. We're not expecting people to jump on and use it if they want to
Right.
use it. We're in beta testing. That's kind of the official classification of SmartQs is beta.
Yeah.
Until basically the January 1. That's the
Okay.
target, to have it fully locked up with all the notifications, all of the dashboard integration, the chat, everything will be all locked in by Jan 1. But for the next 2 months here, we are going to call it beta
Okay.
until then. So
And so if I run solos through it, do they need to be on their own separate teams, or isn't there a way to, like, a coach puts all 10 solo Smash Bros on one team, and then would they all be able to queue up individually?
they would have to queue
Or-
up in that
Or
scenario.
do they need to make 20 different teams?
If they want to queue up for different slots, like if you have, let's say, like a 4 o'clock queue, a 5 o'clock queue, and a 6 o'clock queue,
Mhm.
and you want them to independently activate, like it's either all or none for each of those slots,
Okay.
under that pretense, for breakout. I am sure that it'll have to get changed at some point. That'll probably happen probably in November and December is when we'll make that adjustment. But for this month, for the next 30 days, maybe focus on team games rather than like the breaking out of stuff. So where you'd have like a team to individual at the stage level. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we'll, like, when we're testing it, like if we're just doing college football, we'll just have them make separate teams for each kiddo.
yeah.
Just be like, hey, we're just testing this out, seeing how it is. We want to make sure everything's working for the
Yep.
buy-in on that.
That's-
And then I dropped Cookies a note on this, and I think we're getting there. Do we have to do anything? Is there like a how-to on setting up Fortnite for grabbing results?
Do you have the Epic account, the special Epic?
We're getting it. Yes. Like I think it's happening this week or next week.
Okay. So the experience here is also fun. Once you get it, you'll hit download at the end of a lobby. It'll give you a CSV file. The CSV file just basically has player names in the left column, and then kills or position and kills. So you get 3 columns basically. We had one league that didn't have Epic access, so they just manually constructed that CSV with their own content.
Mhm.
Also doable if you want to do it that way.
Pass.
Yeah, pass. Yeah. Fair. So once you get that CSV, you upload it to your Fortnite on. Are you playing duos, trios, battle royale? What's your?
I think Battle Royale, Trio Battle Royale, I think is what they said. I think
So-
we're finalizing what we're playing once we actually get it. We didn't want to be like, yeah, we're going to be doing this game, and then Epic take 5 years to respond to us, and so
It'll
we're kinda
work.
waiting.
Yeah, it'll work with It'll work with any of those modes.
Okay.
So what it does, it'll upload, and basically all it's doing is taking those CSV stats and assigning it to the player's stats roles. So
Okay.
in Fortnite, you'll notice that on the stat fields we have position and kills and victory royale. I think, actually, I'm not even sure if victory royale is one. I think we took that out. So we're looking for those two fields because those are the only two that are really of any interest when it comes to Fortnite. So then the goal then is to make a customized function for scoring, and I expanded that and made it a little bit more robust. I can show you what that looks like now, where we've been working on the newer stuff. Do you have an idea of how you're going to score the battle royale?
No,
No.
we're somewhat just figuring this out. Like I think a lot of it's going to be I think we're going to try and copy Apex as much as possible, just that way it's our Apex style, just so that then it's easier for all of our teams to know what to expect instead of being like in Apex you do it this way, but in Valorant you do or Fortnite you do it this way. So I think a lot of it's just going to try and be as close to this as possible to our
Yeah. So basically, I just have a really simple JavaScript function.
Uh-huh.
So these are fields. I don't. It's hard to know what's coming in, so you have to work with us for me to help you write this until I get really good documentation on this. But basically, you have a score value. You take the number of kills. In this case, like it's a kill per. It's a kill per. This is run for the team. So if you have people playing, like
gotcha.
3 people on a team, it'll aggregate all their kills
Okay.
into that field, and then all the players takes their positions, and it basically grabs the first one. If it's battle royale, it'll work because there's just going to be one player and it'll have one positional value, and so then this is like their score array. So first place gets 25, then 20, 16, all the way down, similar to like Apex, right?
Okay, yeah.
And so then it just adds that score to it and returns it. So
Okay.
that's I can help you construct that function and test it out. And so then the score or the team score field then becomes empty and blank, and they can't edit it. They have to rely upon when you do that, you have to rely upon the function to calculate the team score. So then your first week is the week that sucks. Week 2 is marginally better, and then by week 3, hopefully everything is solid. Week 1, none of the kids have connected their Epic account, or they're playing it on their Xbox or their Switch or their PlayStation, and they haven't connected those accounts. And so what we end up with is matching up the names to them is the most tedious and frustrating part of this entire experience. So like I can just show you what that process looks like, although that's not there. Let's go back to maybe match 1 here. Yeah. So I've made it a little bit better, but you can see this is what it looks like. So they have Dave, whatever, he matched his name, but he's good. But crazy here with the smiley face is
Someone.
someone. Okay, it's there. So I do have this fuzz filter where you can like kind of increase this a little bit. So you increase the number and it'll kind of like, oh, there it did. So it'll kind of like use some fuzzy filters to try and match them up, and so you just have to kind of look like here's Rugger JPG, but over here he's Jugger JPG. You know, like come on, guys, get it together. So, but after the first week, then you start to know. I don't have these values assigning back to them, so the goal is at the end of the day to have them come through and connect their Epic accounts. So otherwise you're going to be doing this every single week. And if they're playing on Xbox, they need to connect their Xbox account. If they're on PlayStation, they have to connect PlayStation via Discord. It's the only way I can get it at the moment until PlayStation accepts our information. So, or Sony. So they connect their PlayStation to Discord, then reconnect Discord to their LeagueOS account, and it'll pull the PlayStation data.
So they have to do PlayStation, then the like unconnect Discord and the Discord.
Yeah. Yeah. PlayStation Discord to LeagueOS. Yep. So, but yeah, if they connect, and I don't, and Switch, right? Because you can play Fortnite on Switch still, right? So, yeah, get those, the Epic, Xbox, Switch, and yeah, PlayStation via Discord. Once they've all done that, and if they change their names, if they like to change their names, which I think you can do that on Epic, if they are out there changing their name on you, every time they change their name, I unfortunately don't have a really accurate way to update the name on our system. And so they need to reconnect Epic. It's fine. It'll just update it and refresh it, but keep that up to date. And then that whole process of matching the CSV to all the kids should be instant. So, we rolled this first out with Illinois, not last year, but the year before. And yeah, the first 2 weeks were hell, but then once everyone got it all connected and realized that even though they play on even though they have an Epic account and they connected to Epic, if they play on Xbox, they need to connect their Xbox account too. Because what
Gotcha.
this CSV file gives us is not the Epic name; it gives us the Xbox name.
Gotcha.
So, yeah,
Cool.
it's really annoying.
I know.
So, but once we get that going, then usually the CSV file, there's usually like 1 or 2 per week of dumb skulls who haven't connected it, but otherwise you're
Okay.
good. So
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
And we'll just punish it. We'll be like, if you don't have it connected, then you get the points.
that
Figure it out
also is a part
real
of it.
quick.
Yeah, where we basically just put in the rule book to be like, if you don't connect your accounts, you don't get the kills, and if you
Yep.
don't get the kills, then your team doesn't get the points, and if you don't get the points, you can't win. So, yeah.
Cool.
Then it just is a whose line is it anyway, and the points are meaningless. So
That's right. Yeah. Cool. All right.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks. And then Apex just need comms downloaded, right?
for Apex, yeah, comms will be to get like the data out of the game.
Yeah, get the data.
Yeah, that'll come with the dash comms when I get it into an app update for you guys to download. I anticipate that being mid-November at this point. I have
Okay.
I have it on my computer, but I don't have it being like auto published with the auto update system. And until I have that, I don't want to like send it out into the wild to where then I have a bunch of old stale ones that people aren't updating or aren't checking to be up to date. So I need to get that system in place before I push it out.
Okay.
So that's definitely going to drag into the first week of November before that happens.
That's fine.
But once that's out, then yes, then the Apex loops connections will all work really great. In the meantime, I was shown that whole Apex Legends status stuff last week.
Yeah, I went and looked at
okay.
that, and then I found Apex's email and sent them an email. See what I
Yeah.
could get.
So yeah, so I actually have this is an unofficial API.
Right.
The whatever the guy does, I don't know, but I'm paying him now a nominal monthly fee to get access to stuff. I do have this match history endpoint. But he says he has a strict limit of 5 unique players queried per hour. And I don't know if I have a rotating 5 unique players or if it's supposed to be locked into like the same 5 every time. Just kind of conflicting information on the API. If it's a rotating, I might be able to get away with this to where as long as one kid connects their account, we get their EA ID correctly. But they can't connect EA as long as I have a valid EA ID behind the scenes, which I can do. I may be able to facilitate match history for Apex automatically as well with no dash comms or anything.
Okay.
It might be possible. So I don't know what this looks like yet. So I just got this morning. So
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I went and actually ran it, like jumped into that and like actually connected my account, and so wicked easy. Like you just had to switch to certain characters within minutes and it's working.
yeah, yep. And then there is
They're doing
the other one is let's see on their yeah, like this one. There is this
Yeah,
custom
that's right.
over this one. Yeah. So there
Yep.
is this downloadable file here. This also will work off of the players tab. So you go to rankings, players, and so if you have your games, right? You have games 1, 2, 3, 4. You have this custom lobby. If you know who all your players are and they go through and get their names connected correctly with the EA assignments, and you download this CSV file, download game number 2. This one, I'll show you what it looks like here. So it has all the player, the kills, assists, damage dealt. I can consume this. The thing that this does not give me though is position. I don't know what
gotcha.
team came out first, right? There is a possibility of potentially deriving that information from this survival time field.
Oh, yeah.
But I would have to first
That's
have to
way.
put everyone onto the teams and then go backwards, top down, and see, or like go from
When
the
the last
bottom
time
up.
a team, when the last team member gets eliminated.
Yeah, then I'd say, okay, now they're last place, then move our way up. So feasible, I can do it, but I have to make sure that every single player is matched up correctly on the teams. And again,
Right. Yeah.
this guy
Yep.
is like, I'm Rhino on Twitch, like, and like, come on, guys, like, I love kids. I will never not complain about kids inputting their usernames. It will be a never-ending complaint for me, guarantee it. But yeah, so if that all comes together, there is a theoretical way where I could derive that information. The problem then with this site is then on the
Oh.
standings page, like this CSV file, this also is not correct information. Their number one is their derived value. In this match, PISD Elite got first. But because the way that we score it after the fact is we give points to kills, they don't do that in game, right? The only way that they rank people in game is if you survive to the end. That's your 1 through 30 basically.
Gotcha.
So this score is not reflective of their position. This ranking is not reflective of their placement in the actual match. And then the team's
Yes.
information also doesn't give me who survived the longest.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
so unfortunately, the CSV files here do not give me enough information outside of using the survival time to try and
Mhm.
derive that information. So I don't know if the API is going to give me more than what this is
Gotcha.
because he has this score config here, right? So
Because that one has placement. Or that's just
yeah,
points per kill.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So if you change this to 0, then it might be there, but I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to own this lobby to change it. So, I mean, what would be good then? I don't know. There's a couple of pieces here. So it's kind of a mix. I would say this isn't quite ready. Well, it's definitely not ready yet until I have probably another 3-4 hours at it. Probably not going to be again till early November once we get back from our trip. So,
Yeah. No worries.
yeah.
Cool. Fun announcement today with HSEL. Good job.
Us boomers took all the simple, nice usernames.
Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah. I'm not a boomer, Levi. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the boomers
Cool.
did take the 3-letter names. If I could get a 3-letter
Mhm.
name, sweet.
Yep.
All right. So the real question
right.
is, what did I do over here?
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Peace out.
All right.
Got
Sounds
kids.
good.
See ya.
Yep.
Have fun on trips.
Thanks.